In a moment of sheer coincidence, Russia revealed that they found a vaccine for the COVID-19 virus, dubbing it Sputnik, and IFC Midnight is premiering their Russian sci-fi body horror with the same name. Guess which one I'm covering in this video. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights, a part of the Kings of Horror Network. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, remember to give this video a like, share with your buddies across the electronic superhighway, click subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Let's get the word out to new folks so we can make this channel bigger and better. Sputnik is new on demand, digital download, and in select theaters this week from IFC Midnight. The Russian film is directed by Igor Abramenko and takes place in the early 1980s. The film opens with a pair of Russian astronauts in a space probe floating in space. As they prepare for re-entry, something large hits the side of their ship and seems to move across the exterior, out of the view of both the viewer and the astronauts. The next time we see the astronauts, they have crash-landed on Russian soil. One of the astronauts is dead. The other, Konstantin Veshnyakov, played by Pyotr Fyodorov, is wounded but alive. Cut to a court hearing centering on the actions of a psychiatrist named Tatiana Klimova, played by Oksana Akinshina, as she refused to give up on a child patient even when ordered to do so. Impressed by her strength of character, a high-ranking Russian officer named Semiradov, played by Fedor Bondarchuk, sends for Tatiana to help out on a secret mission. This mission involves the survivor of the shuttle crash, as it seems Veshnyakov brought back some kind of alien parasite with him from outer space. If you boil this film down to basics and squint at it, Sputnik is a modestly budgeted and more seriously toned remake of Species 2. In that film, an astronaut brings back a creature hibernating inside of him from space, and a science team tries to investigate what exactly it is. While Species 2 resulted in an often goofy and downright offensive take on heroism and masculinity in the modern age it was made, Sputnik plays up the drama and suspense. There are plenty of moments of disgusting body horror, as Veshnyakov must vomit up this alien every night so it can go out and feed, and the film also provides plenty of bloody alien attacks. But for the most part, these details are looked at as afterthoughts to tell a story about a woman strong in her convictions. It's fine and dandy to tell that kind of story, but the trailers and ads to Sputnik advertise it as a creature feature. So while there are plenty of alien disembowelings and sci-fi blather, the point of the film is the strength of Tatiana's character in the face of her peers who look down on her because she's a female and an outsider inside of the Russian military machine. I don't mind some very heavy themes, but Sputnik's decision to follow Tatiana as the protagonist instead of the astronaut, Veshnyakov, left me wanting more, as I felt the most interesting stuff comes from the astronaut's experience with a monster living inside of him. Sorry, alien vomit monster trumps stalwart psychologist any old day in my book. That's not to say Akinshina didn't do a great job as Tatiana. It's just that you don't make an alien monster movie and then spend most of the time with the human dealing with their personal issues that only barely thematically deal with the problem at hand. As far as the alien goes, it looks great. The design is reminiscent of a cross between the chestburster from Aliens and the alien knockoffs, the Brood from the X-Men comics. The CG is really good, and I love the way the creature slithers its tail around things like a snake. I love the development of the character's physiology and characteristics as well, as we learn about what it is, what it can and can't do, and what it is capable of as the story moves on. Everything with the alien works really well. I just wish there was more of it. Sputnik is not a bad movie, not at all. While the basic premise is reminiscent of Life Force and Species 2, it manages to stand on its own with its imaginative monster and the carnage it leaves in its wake. My issue is that the film seems to want to be a drama and wears its sci-fi horror and monster clothes over it as a disguise. While Ripley had her issues in the Alien franchise, the film never took a back seat to those issues. I'd have the same complaint if Alien would have ended with a flashback of Ripley kissing her daughter goodbye back home before charting into space rather than the standoff in space that we got. I feel in order to communicate its dramatic themes, the filmmaker chose to shout it out instead of whisper it in a more potent message. Sputnik looks good, but I think it could have been so much more had it committed to the more interesting horror film with dramatic themes than a drama with sci-fi and horrific elements. That'll be it for today. If you like this video, please pound that thumbs up button. Share this video with your social media addicted pals. If you're looking for written reviews, you can find them on mlmillerwrites.com. And don't forget about my trade paperback of my comic Grave Trancers, which will be out on September 2nd, so let your comic book shops know that you want a copy. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for alerts to be the first to see my future videos. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're